My name's Teri Sutherland. I live in Wynette, Illinois. On May 21st, 2017, I was going into Sullivan's grocery store and I tripped over the rug going into Sullivan's and I landed on the floor. And then in August, I was walking and my foot just collapsed. I went to my foot doctor and he tried 2 operations on it and neither one would hold. Before my fall, I always took the grandkids swimming in the summertime and I haven't been able to do that and they miss it. And same way with them staying at the house, I can't have them stay overnight because I couldn't handle them.
My name is Dr. Douglas Piccaccio. I'm the president of Advanced Foot and Ankle Surgeons in Yorkville, Illinois and Sycamore, Illinois. Teri was sent to me by her second surgeon who performed her 3rd surgery after it didn't work. And she was sent specifically for salvage because at this point the surgeries that she had had prior had not fused, and so she was running out of what I call real estate of good bone to put together.
And Dr. Doug looked at it and he says that I had a mess. And the 2 of them got back with one another and they kind of discussed it. So on July 24th, Dr. Doug operated on it and I've been under his care ever since.
So her quality of life was poor. Her activity level had decreased. She basically woke up from the time she got out of bed till the time she went back to bed in constant throbbing, dull, achy pain. Once I assessed her x-rays and read her old charts and saw that her CT scan had shown that she had really not fused very well in any of her triple joints, I immediately thought that this had to be something for a DynaNail Mini. This was sort of her last-ditch effort for salvage. The same thing across the talonavicular joint. I knew that I was running out of real estate with the navicular, so we were going to use the Forte or the 4-prong staple, which also provides very good dynamic compression. So what Teri had done is she had what was called a triple arthrodesis, where we attempt to fuse the calcaneocuboid joint, the talonavicular joint, and the subtalar joint together to provide a pain-free, stable midfoot, hindfoot. Interestingly, immediately after the surgery, and I've seen this with my other DynaNail Mini cases as well as my DynaNail cases, the amount of compression that these devices provide is so strong and so biologically compatible with the bone that the areas of the bone fusions tend to not hurt these patients as much as other surgeries that I used to do with other implants.
And I've seen the x-rays where there's no gaps. Everything's filling in good on around it. Everything's holding good. I've been out of the wheelchair for 3 weeks. Now I enjoy going places where I got my freedom back. I'm driving and I'm going places by myself now.
The immediate post-follow-up x-rays showed that the areas that were previously gapped that you can see on the pre-op x-rays were completely opposed together. I call it the connectivity of the fusion site. And what I noticed immediately was that the DynaNail Mini had pulled those fusion sites together very firmly, very strongly. There was no gapping. And that's really what you need when you're dealing with joint fusions, particularly because there's not a lot of secondary bone healing that happens in those types of cases. And it's really cool as you watch over time and as you take serial x-rays to see just how much that bone resorbs at those fusion sites and how much that implant makes up for that resorption, which is completely different from a lot of the other devices that we use, including any non-locking plates or locking plates. If you take away that little bit of wound pain that she has right now, she's actually reporting to me that her foot is pain-free for the first time in many, many years. When I can apply dynamic compression across a fusion site particularly, that's my procedure of choice at this point because I've had way fewer complications with it. I've had higher rates of patient satisfaction, quicker returns to activity, lower opioid use, quicker reduction in pain, and just an overall better experience.
I think it's going really well. I really do. I think it's healing good and everything. I've had very little pain with it, very little pain. I mean, I'm very satisfied with where I'm at now because I didn't think I'd be walking as good as I am now.